Had 200 net increase in hospitalizations, which you can see is the lowest number we've had since this nightmare started, actually. Change in ICU admissions is the lowest number we've had since March 19th or so. A number of intubations is down.
Well, that's all good news. But New York City is stretched and hurting. The system, the healthcare system, what we were worried about, it's going to bend, but it's not going to break. Thank goodness. It's not going to collapse. But now, with this in mind, it is truly shocking to see how far off almost every model was that informed the draconian response of a nationwide shutdown, a one-size-fits-all kind of shutdown, although the president gave the states some flexibility, which was really smart. Now, first, New York COVID bed projections were totally wrong. Now, look at this graph. The purple dotted line is where we are today, about 18,000 beds needed. The red line is the IMHE model funded by Bill Gates. The green line is Columbia University's estimate. Look at where that was. And the other two are from the McKinsey group, two different estimates. But look at that dotted line below. That's where we actually are. Again, this is great news, but these estimates were off by a factor of 6. The high-end mortality prediction is even worse. And as we've spoken about before, that was off by a factor of 33. That's not that graph, it's a different one. Now, New Orleans is going through a very tough time, but things are even looking up there.
We do believe we're beginning to see the flattening of the curve, but we then have to come down on the other side, and we know that cases can spike. We will be easing back towards life as we lived it before COVID-19.
Well, everyone in New Orleans looking forward to that. Philadelphia is showing modest signs of new cases leveling off as well. That's good news. So they say that it's the social distancing that's flattening the curve. But it's also causing another horrific decline. The ongoing isolation, especially among our elderly, is taking its toll. Alexandra Gunnison saw her father in early March. The coronavirus was in the early smoldering stage of its wildfire spread across the country. Soon afterward, his nursing home in the suburbs of Washington, D.C. was closed to visitors. Not long after that, her father, Dana Gunnison, 75, was confined to his room, along with all other residents. He sleeps probably 18 hours a day. I call him every day when I'm able, she said, but he doesn't always pick up. Since he has Parkinson's disease and now no access to physical or speech therapy, it's increasingly difficult to understand him. And Gunnison of West Philly worries that ongoing isolation could accelerate his decline. This is heartbreaking. We have to bring these stories to light as well.